Welcome to the first episode of the ground tour. In this series, I'll be looking at a lot of grounds around the Midlands area. I might venture a little bit further, we'll have to wait and see. Now I know that a lot of people have no interest whatsoever in competitions, and whilst the majority of grounds that I'll be showing you do run CPSA competitions, I'll also be showing you grounds that I would say suit the more recreational shooters out there. Make no mistake, even though grounds do run competitions, there is always something for all levels of shooter. I often see new starters having introductory lessons, but even competitions have a lot of targets for the lower skilled shooter to enjoy. The upside to this, however, is that you will also find some bigger or more technical targets to have a go at, to challenge your skills and make us all more complete shooters. So as you can see, we have come to Garlands near Tamworth in Staffordshire. I've started the series here as quite simply, Garlands is one of my very favourite grounds to shoot at. Garlands runs in its own right, but the competition side is handled by Steve Lovett and his team at the Clay Shooting Company. Competitions include ABT, Super Sporting and English Sporting. The sporting competitions, which I'll be concentrating on here, are held every other Sunday. The alternate Sunday, Steve also runs competitions at the Westfield ground in the Cotswolds, another favourite of mine. At Garlands, Steve then leaves the targets on and you can shoot them on the following Thursday, Friday and Saturday after a sporting competition. There is always a large variety of backgrounds used, such as grass, trees, bushes, a wooded area, a pond, and quite a few set high against the sky. You will also find just about every type of target used too, and also Steve likes to use pretty much all of the colours available. Garlands has hosted some major tournaments and big championships over the years, and some of this footage does actually show this year's English Open Super Sporting being set up. You'll also find plenty of characters that like to do what we now call the hit and run. That is, hit the pair and then walk out of the stand before you miss any. Only joking, love you guys.
Is that it?
I also have to give a very special mention to Kat from Catherine Cooks, who up until only last weekend ran the catering operation at Garlands. Unfortunately, she has had to give it up for personal reasons, but she really did put on a fantastic selection for us all to enjoy. The good news is that a replacement has been sourced and will take over this very week. Garlands also has its own long established gun shop, but with Premier Guns also recently relocating here, we now have two well stocked gun shops for both new and used guns. Premier Guns stock Hull cartridges, and Garlands carry likes of Game War, Ely, Fiocchi, Lyle Vale, and B&P. Both shops also stock a good range of accessories and clothing. As some of the footage will show you, there are plenty of close targets as well as some of the big stuff off the tower, etc. So even if you have no aspirations about being the next world champion, Garlands has plenty to offer you and everybody else. Garlands also have their own instructors, but I very often see top names in the sport, such as Cheryl Hall and Mark Windsor, giving lessons here too. Disabled access for most of the stands is very good. However, I would warn that a couple of the stands in the wooded area may be a little bit difficult for some with limited mobility. The only other issue would be access to the upstairs catering area, but I'm sure between Steve and the team that work at Garlands, they would look after you should the need arise. If you venture around the back of the clubhouse, you will find the skeet layout and also the rifle area that makes an ideal area for patterning your gun should you wish to do that.